Hi guys, I'm going to start this video off with a talk about mental illness, and I think it's important to set this scene for the rest of the video. Don't worry, the pugs are coming and they are fantastic pugs, you'll love them, so hang around for that. But the mental illness part is tied in with it. When we talk about mental illness, a lot of people have different types of mental illness. The one I specifically deal with here is mine, which is anxiety and depression. I have normally quite high to severe levels of depression and sometimes anxiety. Over the recent months, last few months, it's been an awful lot worse and has affected me much worse than normal. As I said in the previous blogs about not being able to do these blogs, not having energy to do them, that's all been tied into that. Now that's nothing to do with the people that have been around me and the people that I have around me. They've been fantastic and great. It's something else which I will get to in a minute, and I'll explain that in a second. A lot of people with mental illnesses, especially like this, depression and anxiety, find it very difficult to leave the house. Some people can't even leave the house at all. I, and the people I talk to and people I know, my and their level of depression and anxiety is very similar in the fact that we don't want to do anything. We still don't want to leave the house, but we have a purpose or a thing to do. I have a purpose to leave the house because I work. So I go out to work. When I'm not working and on my day off is my access day to see my children. I have 2 young children. I go and see them, take them to school, look after them for the day. When I'm not doing that, if we had the time and we both were for the same day, I would go out as a couple with my girlfriend at the time. Not to say that I still don't struggle with this. I have to go to work, I have to go and look after the kids, take them to school, and wanted to go out and do things as a couple. If I had time off of work and I wasn't seeing the kids were at school and my girlfriend was working or whatever, then I would be on my own. Chances are I wouldn't get out of bed. I would struggle to get out of bed, especially in the last couple of months. Days I didn't see the kids and I didn't do anything else, I just spent days in bed. I couldn't bring myself to get out of bed. Lying in bed with depression or an illness, a mental illness, it's like you're lying there thinking you're dead. It's like a dream of being not alive, not having to cope with anything, not being here, not having to think. So you don't really lie there relaxing. Of course you don't. You're worrying about everything. You don't lie there because you're lazy. There's a lot of misconception about that. You don't lie there because you're lazy. You lie there because you think, you know what, if I just die whilst I'm lying here, I would be quite happy. But I have to go to work, so I do. Eventually you get yourself up, you get ready, and by the time you get to work, your mind is different and you have something else to do. So you occupy yourself. And that's things like with this Pugathon and events, it's trying to get things to occupy yourself to go and do. There would still be days when I'd spend days in bed. I couldn't sit and read magazines, I couldn't sit and watch TV. Recently I tried to watch TV, and I started getting into a few things, and unfortunately one of the things I got into brought up some stuff in my mind that I hadn't thought about for years. I then spoke to my counsellor about, which then led me into this last couple of months of absolute nightmare. The thing is, so I say, go out and do something. The thing is, you need to go out and do something worthwhile. Whether that's looking after your kids, doing your work, going out and enjoying yourself. Having something to do is why I do the blogs. Give me the blogs. And I'll talk about this more in the next video. Next video I'm going to talk a little bit more about doing stuff. As I said, next video, talk about a few other things. Now we move on to the pugs and see what you think. Okay, so today is Pugathon day. I'm not going with who I was hoping to go with. I'm still going to go. I'm still taking pictures and videoing, putting it in the blog, and the idea being, I'm not so much the fan of the pugs as Leanne was. I was going to wear the ice watch, but then I decided I'm doing a lot of walking about today. I will wear the Fitbit and see how it goes with that and see how my steps do. as I'm doing photography for the day, I'm going out, I'm going to take one of my Larry tops. My mum bought this, well she bought it about a day after we split up, and I hadn't had the heart to tell my mum that we weren't together anymore. Okay, so I've made it this far. Haven't actually gone in yet, but you and you. Okay, so that's that done for another year. Hope you enjoyed it. It's, you know, it's a fun day if you have a pug and you want to come to it. And if you haven't got a pug, if you've got any other dog, it's still, you know, a fun day out for dog owners. Okay, so I have a Fitbit. Am I prepared to use it? Not really. It tracks my sleep and it tracks my steps, but I'm not going to be doing exercise and stuff like that with it. But I've got to get it fit, so apple, asparagus and lime. My problem with the Fitbit is it thinks, because of the weight I put in, that my heart rate is always in fat burning zone. It says here 94. Gives the impression I'm either about to have a heart attack or I'm fat burning when I'm just sitting there doing nothing. Oh, the joy.